Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I wasn't even planning to make this last video in 2021. This December is not an easy December for me. I lost my father just 5 days before my birthday, and I believe he wouldn't want me to just sit and grieve. So here I am, making the last video on December 2021. It's going to be not a photo walk, it's gonna be a photo bicycle ride with my Leica M8. I hope you enjoy the video. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and also make sure you have the notification bell on. I decided to try something different. For the first time, I made a couple of B-roll with me riding the bicycle. It's not easy doing it all by yourself. And okay, here's the reality. At some point, you have to go back to pick up your camera, right? I have with me for this morning is my Leica M8 with the 7 Artisans 35mm f2. I set my ISO to 320 and the exposure value I set back to 0. I was planning to shoot on DNG and JPEG, but somehow I switched back to JPEG and it's all in black and white. The aperture setting, initially I start with f4 and I left the shutter speed on A. Also in this video, you will see me going back and forth because in my case, this is what usually happens. I walk past on something and then I go back again thinking I should have taken pictures in there. While on some other places, I wish I could spend more time. Like this one is on the Piazza Gaya Aulenti. Here they have this giant LED screen, and I wish I have more time to spend in here and waiting for more subject to get inside my frame. I can say most of the time being out on the street doing street photography, we are hoping that we can always get the perfect pictures, perfect shots that we always wanted. In reality, most of the time it will be spent like this. I'm just going to wandering around, going back and forth, doing silly things and wishing something interesting happen and I can take a picture of it. But here's what happened. Mostly, especially on this pandemic time, I can only find an empty street and take a pictures of a boring building. Not to say that this is a very interesting building. The architecture is very, very interesting. I just cannot take a good pictures on it. And it is cold. It's winter. On a bicycle, it's not easy. At some point, I just stop and look from the distance. There's a couple of boys playing soccer on this yard. And then I think I just a little bit of sport, one kick, that's it. And then I go back, making more me riding the bicycle B-roll footage. I promise you this is the last time, because I got bored, and so I decided to make my way to Via Paolo Sarpi. It's a Chinatown here in Milan. It's not lunchtime yet, so I can see people still doing their logistic things, delivering boxes and everything here in Chinatown. I decided to change the setting of my Leica M8. I switched to ISO 640, and the aperture I set to f8, and then the focus I set to from 3 meters to infinity. In simple way, I made my Leica M8 to a point and shoot camera. And of course, the inevitable happened. Leica M8 ran out of battery. Luckily this time I'm prepared with spare batteries, so quick battery replacement, and then I set to go again. There you go. That's the last pictures taken with my Leica M8 on 2021. Here I found myself on Inside Asia store looking for some instant ramen. To my opinion, I'm Indonesian. Indomie is still the best. And I hope you enjoyed this last video on 2021 with my Leica M8. See you again next year, and don't forget, subscribe, like the video, hit the notification bell. Saya Ibnu Fajar signing off, and I will see you again on the next one. Ciao.